Alright, so the next step here is to remove this back panel off the back of the seat. It's going to be a bit tricky. There's these two clips basically that hold the seat cover at the top, and those are really hard to get off, but I just found a good trick to do that. Basically you're just going to use like a pick tool like this, and then let me show you inside of here. Alright, so you can see this clip here. Basically this clip just slides in and out from the inside. You can see that. So initially I was trying to push this off because there's a metal rod basically that sits inside of here. That's what holds the seat back on. I was trying to push this down, you know, when this is all tight up in here. I was trying to push that down to release this. But that was really tricky, and I was afraid I was going to break this clip. I found that the best way is to basically come in from the side with this pick tool and just push this out like that, and then that's going to allow you to completely release this, and then you can just repeat that on the other side. Alright, once you get those two clips out at the top, this whole piece basically just sits in here like this. You can just pull up, and you can see here there's these two kind of clips that just sit on the back of the seat here. Alright, so as you can see with the seat back, basically the elastic's just real loose. This thing kind of wobbles around and whatnot. So what we're going to do is go ahead and fix that, and how we will do that is back here you can see basically this elastic just gets old over time and gets stretched out. So what you can do is basically just kind of tighten this up, and then I'll show you how to reconnect that here in a second. When we tighten this up here, it'll kind of hold this front side tight, but you'll still have that elasticity, you know, to put whatever you need to in the back. Okay, so there's two little metal pieces here at the bottom that basically help this pivot in place. You can kind of see the one down there. One's attached, one is currently unattached, but those are just held on by these little 7mm bolts here at the bottom. So what we can do is just go ahead and remove those. Mine are just about finger tight, so when I put that back on, I'll tighten it down a little bit better. Pop that off. There we go. And then you can see there's our metal clip, and these just slide on and off. There's like a little plastic peg that basically this slides onto. You can just slide that over. You just want to be careful not to break that plastic piece off that's in there. And there you go, there's that. Oops. So here's what that metal piece looks like. And when we reassemble this, these pieces are going to sit facing inwards, basically, and then you'll see these little, you can see in here there's this plastic rod. That's what that sits in, slides into. That plastic rod slides into this part, and then it just pivots inside of there. Alright, so to tighten this up, this elastic, you can see there's these two little metal rods here that kind of hold this elastic in place, and there's these two hog rings here. So in order to tighten this up, I'm basically just going to roll this over on itself a couple of times. Kind of hold it in place, and then check to see, you know, is it in a place where it's, you know, tight, but not too tight where you can't open it. And then once that's in place, you'll just take your hog rings and your hog ring pliers, and then just kind of wrap this into place, and then that'll hold nice and tight. Alright, so I got my hog rings on there. See, I just kind of rolled it up a little bit, and then put these hog rings around the metal rods in there to keep it in place. It doesn't hurt to always come back in with your hog ring pliers and just kind of make sure they're nice and tight so those rods don't slip out. And now you can see from the front side, I haven't put these bottom pieces in yet, but you can see from the front side, you know, nice and tight, returns back to place, but not too tight where I can't open it. Alright, so you can see where we're installing this. You can see the plastic rod there. You can kind of push it with your finger from the back side to help you line it up with this guy, which is going to sit like this. And then we're just going to slide this back onto this plastic rod. Gonna push it forward with my finger a little bit. Boom, just like that. It's back into place. Now all we have to do is poke those little studs back through the back of the seat, take our two 7mm nuts, and spin those back on. We just want to snug those up. We don't want them to be too tight. It's just going through this plastic, so we don't want to damage the plastic at all. Just want it to be snug. Last step here is just to reinstall your two clips that slide into here. Like so. Like so. And then we can just slide the bottom two clips onto the back of the seat. And then push this forward, and then you're going to hear a click, and then you're going to be all set.